Good evening and welcome to the July 23rd Dorchester County Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. We are going to stand for the pledge and the invocation led by Mr. Debney, please.
Lord God, we just ask that you just be with us as we make decisions for Dorchester County, that they would be wise, Lord, that we would do the will of you, Lord, that you would just guide us through all the rest of this day. And thank you for all the days that you've given us up to this point. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Joe. All right, so our first order of business, we need to take up the minutes from the May 28th, 2024 meeting. So motion to approve or amend.
Motion.
Motion, I'll second.
All right, I got a motion from Mr. Debney and a second. Any discussion on that item? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's see. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anybody here speaking in public comment? Nobody? All right. Then we will move right on to our park report updates from Austin.
Good evening. I am going to just jump ahead real quick and introduce some of our new staff that have come out here today. Rashawn did pop in, but apparently his wife is about an hour down the road with a flat tire, so I told him he better get out and go help her. But we have Mr. Chris Bornfleth. He is our park manager for Pine Trace. And then Garen Gruber, he is our assistant manager with Asher River Park. Garen's been with us for a couple months, but we finally get to parade him around in front of y'all. So, and then on top of that, we have Reeves Gote, and she's our park operations specialist too. She's one of our newest hires as well. So we're really excited to get all these folks. We got a great team, and we're ready to have some fun.
Before we go any further,
Yes, sir.
we need to acknowledge that we have a new committee member.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to do that. So Adam, is that right?
This is
Adam, no, that's Adam.
This is Mr. Blaylock, Ernest Blaylock.
Mr. Blaylock.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Ernie Blaylock, I served in the military for 20 years, both as an officer and enlisted. Got my degrees in Oklahoma, moved here in 2016 to take care of my mother. And she suffered a stroke, and she's 95, and she's still doing okay. And love the area of Dorchester County. I went to school here originally, out in Harleyville, Ridgeville, way back when. Attended the Citadel for a couple of years. Then I joined the military and spent 20 years traveling throughout Europe and I enjoyed it. My last job in the military is I taught at a university in Oklahoma for 5.5 years. Then after that, I was a transition specialist assisting people leaving the military and stepping into the civilian sector. And I enjoyed that for 19 years until we loaded up and moved here and retired early.
Certainly.
I do enjoy camping, RVing, so I do enjoy the outdoors, and I think that's really neat that we have places where people can relax and enjoy the local atmosphere.
Good deal. I think we've got some future plans with some camping and RVs up your way, actually.
Awesome.
We'll be talking about. So thank you very much for joining us. And Adam, thanks for being here as well. Our new deputy administrator you're going to be here every meeting going forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Oh, wait a minute. Mike?
Were you looking at me, or?
No, you go ahead. We're not waiting on Mike.
Well, welcome, Mr. Blaylock.
Thank
We're
you.
happy to have you. So just an update on facility usage and revenues since our last meeting. And at any point, please hop in with questions. Or if I go too fast, please tell me to back up. So I guess the sheriff didn't catch you.
So what are we doing?
No.
You didn't speed, did you? No, of course not.
Update with Ashley River Park West. So we were awarded the Rivers Trails and Conservation Assistance Grant. So we have scheduled a stakeholder kickoff meeting for August 22nd. Everybody here should have received a meeting invite for that, as well as a quick briefing of what the program offers. So it's a partnership with the National Park Service to assist communities in developing rivers, trails, parklands. We get to use their expertise, and their people they have on staff, landscape architects, planners, et cetera, to come up with a master plan that hopefully will come up, eventually will be able to be used to apply for actual monetary grants with the federal government, so that we can develop trails and event space on these newly acquired properties.
I will say that that is not the only funding we're going to be waiting on. That's just supplemental funding
Yeah.
that we would be looking at potentially tapping into that we hadn't been able to tap into in the past. Everybody in this committee should have gotten an invitation to this. So this is something where we're going to be having kind of a brainstorming session. So start thinking about some ideas about what you guys think we ought to see out there, some ideas that you've talked to with your neighbors about how we want to expand that. That's going to be our opportunity to kind of have a melting pot of what we want to see out there. So just kind of think about that as you bring those to us.
Yeah, and we cast a pretty wide net for the kickoff meeting, the stakeholder kickoff meeting, and then as the project continues to progress, we will have a project team that will be certainly more streamlined.
Can you go back, Austin? Let's take a look. Is there something previous to this for Ashley River Park for an update? Or, okay. Can you give these guys some updates on the picnic shelter, the new one that we've got going out?
Yeah.
What our timeline is on that?
Yeah, so Lob Lolly, and actually we just got information that Dominion was back out there. They finally passed the inspections. Dominion was back out there today to be able to flip the switch so that power was on to the panel. And we actually have our first rental this weekend. So I was trying to rent it as soon as July 1st hit, but we kept running into things back and forth. But we got it figured out, and we're bringing in some trash cans. We already have most of the picnic tables ready to go, placed out there. So we're ready to go. We're ready to rent it.
How are we doing on the rentals for each of the shelters that are out there now? Are those pretty well booked up on the weekends a lot of times?
They are, yeah.
Yep.
And Dina, you might be able to, but our facility rentals was up a considerable.
Yes, I can, if you would like, on the next presentation, I can put in a slide that shows how many rentals we're having at each location and comparing the years. I'll include that
I
on.
see some dollar amounts here, but I'd kind of like to know percentage of use, or just if they're booked every weekend. I mean, because that drives what we're doing. I know one of the things that we did at Pine Trace is we added more shelters because we saw how much demand we had a year. So I think it'd just be good for us to be able to talk about that a little bit.
I'll start including that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but certainly revenue for rentals was up, and I want to say it was close to the tune of $50,000 this year.
It was up, I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the feedback on the upgraded dog parks out there now that we've got those fully open and they've been running for a while? What
Very good.
getting good feedback on
Very
that?
good, yeah.
No more drainage issues? Okay.
No. Some of the really high traffic areas, we need to go out there and re-rake, and we'll probably need to refresh because, the initial mulch is going to get compressed and very quickly, and we'll probably need to do a refresh within the next year or so, especially in some of the hot spots. But, we've heard almost nothing but good responses from the upgrades.
Great,
Yeah.
very good. Mike, I know you were out there fishing with some grandkids recently. How was the fishing?
Yeah,
Was it good?
Yeah, I mean, we caught some fish. I mean, nothing you could take home, but plenty of fun for the kids.
Are we still keeping that thing stocked with DNR?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of fish in there, but, just been so hot.
It's been hot, and the pond's
That
been
pond's
down
not
by
real
like,
deep either.
yeah, well, it's been down by like 6 to 8 inches.
Okay.
And that rain we got just this weekend brought it up
Okay, good.
to bring it back. But yeah, we saw a kid out there with a catfish about this big
Okay.
just yesterday. Yeah,
That's dinner.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, they were keeping it, so,
All right, cool.
yeah.
Thank you, sir. Y'all got any comments on the Ashley River Park West? Anything y'all want to talk about?
I mean, we've mentioned a high ropes course in the past, and we've talked about a couple of the different organizations that can do something like that. So that was one of my notes I wrote down for further conversation.
Yeah, I think we talked about doing it on that site, and I'm not even sure we're looking at outside organizations if we do it at this point. Are we thinking we might
You know, we
still contract that out, or?
We took 2 stabs at an RFP, and we did not receive really anything substantial. The first one, we might have missed the mark because we were looking for more of a climbing wall. And anybody will tell you in the South, climbing walls don't make money because during the winter, you have a dead season, and then during the summer, you have a dead season. No one wants to climb when it's 110 degrees outside, so.
Fair enough.
Challenge courses, though, do have an opportunity to actually have a return on investment.
Yeah.
With corporate retreats and just field trips, that kind of stuff, so.
I think that, yeah, that was something early on. I know I personally wanted to see us do a climbing wall, but I'm getting older now and I don't necessarily care about
What?
doing any climbing.
Don't be a quitter.
And I'm not a quitter, but I'm starting to realize my mortality.
But you know,
10 years ago, that wasn't the case.
there are ways to have bouldering aspects on a challenge course that's not necessarily a 50-foot climbing wall that requires all the belay equipment and all that stuff, so.
We might be able to do a climbing wall inside on another facility. I mean, so.
Well, now, so you're all about
I'm
climate
not-
control, climate wall.
Climb, because it's hot climbing those walls in the sunshine,
That's
man.
for
especially out
those
here.
aged folks.
Nobody likes climbing in the heat.
We're climbing, don't sweat. Okay, that's good.
We take our kids to the one in Goose Creek all the time inside,
Okay,
yeah.
there we go. That maybe we'll think about that. Thank you.
Like McCormick State Park has a nice, like they have a corporate retreat type thing that state employees they used to go to. There was like Leadership Dorchester, where they have like a Leadership South Carolina thing, and they go out there, and it's really nice.
Yeah, no, I think we got some opportunities over there. Bring those ideas to our seminar.
Yep. So we have kind of an exciting announcement. I was just told about an hour before that it was okay to say it, but August 17th is Track Trails Day. And we will have the Rosebrook Kids in Park track trail up and ready for the ribbon to be cut by that date. So be looking for invitations. We're trying to coincide it with their Track Trails Day. They're celebrating the 300th trail. I need to clarify if our trail is the 300th trail or not before I say anything, but they made it sound like it was or close to it. We can call it that, right? And so we're going to be opening that on August 17th. So we'll be shooting something else direction for that.
Okay.
And this is what the verbiage and designs look like. We took care of the spelling error, Mr. Monti, and then these aren't very great pictures, but this is what the actual kiosks look like when you're at the trailhead, getting ready to go for a walk. The mini track trail is going to go at Davis Bailey, and it's going to have more athletic-based activities for the kids to do. The larger kiosk is going to Rosebrook, and we have 4 different brochures, kind of a scavenger hunt, birds, trees, and one other I'm trying to think of. So a little bit of something for everybody, depending on their age range as well. We tried to make it so that we had catered different age ranges. So we're excited to get that going finally. So yeah, big deal for us out at Davis Bailey. We had the Diamond Youth All-Star Tournament the last week of June, and it was a great success. Everyone had great comments about the way the tournament was run. Mike did a great job out there. It was really nice to see that these fields were finally getting used like they should be used and meant to be used. So we're hoping to build off that. We hope we've gained some trust with the local leagues out there. So, and I think that the parents enjoyed the facilities
Good.
a lot more at this location.
So was this mostly locals, St. George, or was
We had
it
St. George.
kind of a regional all-stars?
There were some teams from Sumter.
Sumner, Bamberg, well, actually Bamberg came up from scrimmage games, but, it was Sumner, who else? It's 5, 10U teams, 12 ozone, 12U teams. And then
Okay.
it goes to the AU, their field in town, or the Rickburn field. I think they had 5 in it, but, Sumner was the furthest.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Manning, and then
Yeah, that's right, Manning.
Clarendon County's gonna be a team.
Just want to see them used.
Yep.
And 12U did win, they won the district.
I did see that.
The AU won the district, I think the AU finished top 4 in the state tournament, and 12U went to a tough draw. So,
Great. Thank you. Good work out there. How are we doing on the splash pad out there?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shade structures working out?
Shade structures are working.
Good.
We've got benches around the playground, so now we just need to put some shade over them.
Okay.
And then we did add a couple of benches along the walking trail because we heard folks that it was just a little bit too long of a run before they were able to sit down. So we added a couple along
That's
the
good.
walking trail.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just breakdown of Davis Bailey Park. That week was really good for us in concession-wise. So
Good.
we probably made more in concessions that week than, well, I know we've made more than the whole time the park's been open, but I'm thinking we made more in concessions that week than we've made in facility rentals, at least the last calendar year.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
The shelter's getting used a pretty good bit, but just people aren't having to really rent it out for major functions. Okay.
you still have people that want to rent it to make sure that it's all theirs, and then we also open up the kitchenette for them.
Yeah.
If you don't rent it, it first come, first serve, but you don't get access to the kitchenette or
Roger that.
the fridge.
Okay.
So, Mr. Blaylock, I think you'll like this next couple. Edisto Lakes Campground is a piece of property over a bit, off Pine Bluff Road and Wire Road, and 125 acres of it was purchased by the county. Audubon still obtains 405 acres of it, but we're going to enter into a land use agreement with them to allow the public to passively recreate on their 405 acres. So that top right corner that you see is our upland that we own with those 2 lakes. And then the rest of the tract going all the way down to the Edisto River is the 405 acres that the Audubon owns.
When's the last time we got something back from Stan Tech on that? Is that?
We actually just recently got back the revisions with y'all's comments a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So now it's on staff to internally review and then go from there. just some existing conditions. And then the proposed, really master plan, I guess 2.0. One thing that I've noticed that was asked by the commission was a space set aside for a playground, and I think they missed that. Well, no, recreation area, playground, so they just kind of set aside an area for it. I'm mistaken.
How many on this design? I guess I can count all the little hashes, but how many camping spots do we have? Full hookup, do we know? Was it like 30? Do we remember? If you don't know off the top of your head, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mr. Blaylock, just to bring you up to speed, this one, and you may know this property, it's over off Wire Road, used to be a bunch of sand pits that we purchased some of it, so we've got a lot of access to be able to put some nice large ponds out there for recreation fishing and camping. We look at this one as being revenue positive with the campground.
Okay.
Help that.
And the wiring, is wiring already in, the 50 and 30 amp?
No.
Not yet?
It's a rough site.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's been done.
Okay.
This is just preliminary plans.
It's very, very rough site. Septic, which proves its own challenges when it comes to a campground as well. We're coming to find out as far as the limitation on how many full hookup sites you could put on there.
Okay.
And, you know, we've talked about it, but I'd love to see like beautiful rental space over near the park offices over there, where O is.
And once this thing goes up, it'll be operational 12 months out of the year?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Now, in full disclosure, we don't have anything as far as like, we don't have funding source dedicated to this one yet because it was not included in the prior referendum. So this will be additional funding at some point to be identified.
And then with the full trail network, like we said, this is all real early stuff. I think everyone would probably like to see a little bit more access to the Edisto.
Any idea what the length of the trail network is, roughly?
I do not know.
Okay.
Looks like pretty long.
Good. Yeah. All right, that's what we want.
And just some ideas of what you see it with anything from primitive to platform to kind of more glamping, which I'm not sure if we're getting into the glamping side of things, but it's kind of what you see typical in a modern campground these days. You know, dumpsters. So Pine Trace, it's coming along really good. We've the weather slowed us down for a little while there, but the more we get the stormwater in, the less the water affects and slows down progress. So. We did have some damage from that storm a few weeks ago that we're now need to clean up out, and mostly the disc golf course. No buildings or structures were damaged. But there's some big trees that are about half broken off that need to be taken down.
Yeah, if y'all, I mean, we had a little microburst over there in that area. I mean, I don't know if everybody realized that, but like Iron Gate, Briarwood, and apparently right here at the park with some pretty major damage. And there were a lot of mature trees out there.
Big trees, just like
Yeah,
chopped in half almost.
crazy.
So they must have saw some pretty good wind out there. This is entrance, little gatehouse. And, you know, just to bring everybody up to speed, Pine Trace, you know, we're really working around wetlands. So our gatehouse has had to have a smaller footprint, and, you know, our office space is gonna have to have a smaller footprint in order for it to fit. Being in the town of Somerville, we were limited on the amount of trees we can cut down, just et cetera, et cetera. So it's truly gonna be a preservation of the ecological beauty of that area. And that was the goal when designing the park, you know. Park offices.
Did we have to reduce the footprint we were planning on?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. That,
You know, we set the expectation very high with the offices at Ash River Park. You know, I tell these guys, I'm sorry, you know, not all the offices are gonna look like that. But Pine Trace is it's a gorgeous piece of property. You wanna really mess with it the least amount of possible, you know. Just maintenance area, building. There'll be a dog wash station there as well. And then update for Loblolly Shelter, which,
I already asked about.
yeah, as of a text,
Jumped ahead, sorry.
2 hours before this meeting is out of date now. We did get Dominion out there, so that's good.
So that Loblolly's bigger than the other
Yes,
two, right?
It is.
Okay.
It's bigger and it has water and power.
We're doing water and power to the shelters at Pine Trace, or no?
We have power to the one, oh, yes, at Pine Trace, yes.
Okay.
So the connector project has been moved over to Public Works. So any updates I get, I do have to request from Public Works. But I did want to give something as an update because it feels like we haven't had one in a while. And this is for some reason cut off, but
Hey, Austin, what is this? I'm having trouble with orientation.
so yeah, south is Ash River Park, and then the as you head north on the screen, you're heading across the river underneath the street.
Where's the top?
Yes, sir.
And this is elevated? Or just under?
It's under. Yep.
Okay. No, that's easier.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
I can see the traffic lanes.
Yeah, the other one
Throw it
didn't
in the mix and I
didn't really tell you too much.
I got it now. We still gotta think 3D here, so.
Man, that's a lot of work, isn't it? A lot of connecting there.
So, do we have an ETA on when they'll be done with the design? Okay. That's been kicked to Public Works. follow up with that.
Yes, sir. Just a quick update for the Oak Brook Sports Complex. The groundbreaking ceremony is scheduled for August 7th. So, hope y'all can make it. The Ospreys have left, right, Joe? Good.
They're no longer present.
Well, the front page of the paper on Thursday was about those.
Oh,
birds.
was it? Really?
Yeah.
Missed that. Yeah. But they've relocated now.
They are in the process of relocating them.
Okay.
We've got another meeting this coming up week, just to touch base on construction timelines and whatnot.
Okay. So where are we with Swan Drive?
Yeah,
But that picture looks a lot better.
I haven't been out
Stuff's happening.
there a little bit, yeah.
yeah, so as far as
Swan Drive.
any sort of scraping of soils and site work, they are 95% done. I think they still had a back end that they were still working on that just doesn't dry. So, you know, they have to wait for it to dry before they can start evaluating the soil and pulling it out, as you guys know. So, but they've gone ahead and started working on the front end of the property and towards the dock. And just as a reminder, this is what we're working towards. That the dock at the far bottom is an old rendition of the dock. The stairs are at the terminal end of it and not coming out the side anymore.
Okay.
All of our pictures are blurry.
Austin, has anybody been downriver to see if there's any obstructions?
There are obstructions.
Still are?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna
First.
we're gonna work on that. I hate to spend money to
No, I get
clean them up and then one of those microbursts or
I didn't know if
hurricane.
I didn't know if that just got handled, but
No. From what I understand, talking to people just a couple weeks ago, there's still, adventures along the way.
sometimes the community will just do stuff,
Right,
So I didn't know if they created their own path.
right. No, I have it on my list to reach out to.
Yeah, timing,
Yeah, yeah.
thanks.
Saturday night chainsaw John boat, your house?
Yeah,
Okay,
I like that, dock recovery project.
that's right.
Be my guest.
Floating dock.
Be my guest.
Rita May.
All rise.
All rise for Miss Rita May.
We might have public comments yet.
We might.
Before you missed a meeting.
She's gonna take better notes than we've been doing. It's not a knock against you. You know she did that for 10 years.
Austin, what's force main line, force main conflict, what's that mean?
The sewer force main.
I don't 100% know.
Mr. Tupper?
Well, it's the sewer line that's in the way, I can tell
Water
you
sewer,
that.
where's
There's
Edward, he knows what's up.
There's a line in the way.
I
It's-
know there's one, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. So Public Works is
That's all I can tell
all
you.
right, so Charles, signals out, how about our Gamecock guys?
That's right.
So I do know that
Sewer
Public
main in
Works,
the way.
yeah, is working with water sewer to figure out a solution for whatever they're running into.
It's always something for such a simple project.
Well, that is there at Oak Brook Sports Complex too, which we brought up a couple issues about some of the drainage pipe coming out of the complex.
Chris did.
Yeah, so it could be, I don't know, it could be related to that, I don't know.
And just update on our swim programs. We did have the Splash and Safety program again this summer in association with Carleton County, the Somerville Y, Somerville Medical Center, Dorchester District 4. Get them all. I think I got them all. It's at Carleton County, right? And St. George Middle School allowed us to be a site again this year, which was very nice of them. It's kind of an update of past events since we met last, and then what's coming up in the future.
How's our attendance on the events? Seems to be pretty good.
On the program's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Have we thought about doing any type of summer camps or anything in the future to?
So we did do a summer camp, half-day summer camp this summer,
That's what I was thinking.
Ye- last week.
How did it go?
Went really well.
Okay.
Yeah. So focused on environmental engagement. So every day is a little bit different. They do like a pond poke. They walk trails. They learn about. There's a different curriculum.
Yeah.
You know. And then we do also have our Friday co-op homeschool. So every Friday we do have a homeschool co-op program. So it's actually a part of their homeschool curriculum. They get credit for it. And
They took the month of July off and starting back first week in August, I think.
yeah,
They're great.
just gets hot.
Yeah.
It's stormy, and it's hard to take care of 12 kids when you are cooped up. So. And I jumped ahead with the operational updates just in case these guys had to get out of here. But yeah, we are fully staffed. We are open. Well, I say that as of fiscal year or July 1st, we do need to hire a senior park ranger. And then we do need a Pine Trace assistant park manager. That we don't have space for the Pine Trace assistant park manager right now, so as we get closer, we're gonna certainly start that search.
Okay.
That's it. Any questions?
Got anything?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a guesstimate as to how much revenue you think maybe Ashley River Park's gonna bring in for the whole year?
This last year, it was just over 439,000 for the year.
439? Well,
I can also include that in the next presentation so you can see the fiscal year comparisons. What was
Oh.
brought in since it's been open.
Yeah.
it's doing really well.
Yes. Yeah. Our annual passes grew this year, but our day passes shrunk a little bit, and we're thinking that is because more people are getting their annual passes.
Okay.
And
That's good.
also you refine your tracking. We were counting when we first started. We were counting some people coming in as programming as admission. I was like, we need a button for these programs so we can.
Okay.
So just little operational stuff like that. But it's good that we finally have 2 full fiscal years, to see what the trends are. So I'm eager to see what the third year says. you know, and then we'll have Pine Trace and we'll need to start over again.
Yep.
Do you have a forecast for Pine Trace in those plans?
Yeah, we do. We do forecast, but it's, I wouldn't bet money on it. I mean, you know, we give it our best shot. We missed the mark surely with Ashley River Park, you know, with the first forecast. We just got blown out the water. So, you know, we tweaked, and now we're getting better at it, so.
Well, y'all doing a good job, man.
Thank
Really
you, sir.
appreciate everything. Come a long way.
Yep, couldn't do it without these guys, and I mean that, so.
Yep.
Mostly Dina.
Thank you, Dina. Somebody's got to keep them organized. You guys got anything else? What's the date on the NPS again for everybody? Is that
August 22nd,
August 22nd? Okay, and we're doing that at the Ashley River Library.
the library. Yep.
Okay.
We have the conference room set aside.
Okay, very good. Hopefully see everybody there. So when y'all come to that, just, you know, bring your ideas, look at that map, start thinking about some things you want to, you know, discuss having out there. That's what this is going to be about.
Have y'all received the invitation to the Oak Brook Sports Complex groundbreaking? Any of y'all?
No, haven't seen it.
We make sure we get that out to everybody.
I can forward the.
Okay.
And if you guys need any additional documentation from me, maps or whatever, to bring, you know, to look at before you come to the August 22nd meeting, just let me know.
They got an
Just send it
invitation
out.
on that.
Just go ahead and send it.
What,
I might have it.
so what do you think should be included in what I send?
Austin, what I would do so that everybody sees what we're talking about is get a GIS map of what we own. Both sides of the river, all sides, including that Walnut Hill tract, you know, and maybe even, you know, some targeted properties that we think we want to acquire to be able to make those connections. Let's get that to everybody at a minimum. And then if you want to do some zoom in or whatever, but I just try to get that.
Yeah, because we can print off the small ones for ourselves, but if you have something large there, kind of like what we do with Comprehensive Planning Commission, where you have the big zoning maps, that way we can actually take a look at it while we're there.
We do plan on printing out the 30 by 70, whatever they are, but, and just kind of having a few of them on so that people can kind of ride on them. And there's also,
I guess one of the things too, Austin, is, and if we went back and I was thinking about that map that you had earlier, we're not, if you go back to, go all the way back to the map, please. Let's see. You know, I mean, we've got 7 acres on the other side of the river directly across from Ashley River Park we're not even talking about.
Yep.
I mean, that's riverfront, that's at the end of that Swamp Fox Drive. We need to incorporate that into our discussion pieces because that's something that, you know, we already own all three corners of Bacon's Bridge Road is owned by the county, or at least managed by the county with Rosebrook Park. We've got an ability potentially to get that 4th corner to where we basically just have access to all 4 corners, but those 7 acres may be able to be something, you know, so we probably need to start talking about what that could be. That may be an opportunity as well that we really haven't looked into, so let's use this as an opportunity to discuss that. I think the other thing too, from a map standpoint, if we could get a LiDAR that sort of shows that old timber rail line that goes down, and then where the LiDAR also goes up to 61, you can see that elevated timber line. So we can start talking about if that's a potential trail connection, bridge connection that we want to be able to talk about. That would be beneficial for everybody to be able to see that.
So you're talking about like topographical something as well?
Yeah.
there's certainly,
Use that LiDAR and
Yep.
you can see that elevated rail line, and that would really,
we'll certainly provide something that shows the elevation, because if you're looking at these and you don't know what the elevations are, you're shooting in the dark,
that's right.
because there's a 20-foot drop in a pretty short period.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
All right, anybody got anything else? All right, Mr. Blaylock, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We look forward to having you work with us. Thanks for everybody for joining the team. We appreciate all the hard work and looking forward to it. Adam, thank you very much. I need a motion.
So moved.
I got a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.